Well, hello and welcome to a new random video. And on this video, guys, we're here for the tier list on the patch 14.7 for the top lane. So here we are, guys. I already did the tier list for jungle, mid, AD carries and support, and now we're finishing with the top lane. Sorry. So, guys, to keep things short, if you guys just want to check fastly what are the good champions. D means if you pick this, you're trolling. C means don't pick this. B is like can be picked, but they are weak. E is like they're fine. S is like they're good, and OP is like they're crazy OP. But as you can see, there is no crazy OP champion at the moment. Uh, I'm gonna talk about every single champion from the worst to the better. But just to make things clear, if a champion is on the left, that means he's stronger than a champion that is on the right. So, for example, Cassiopeia is better than Vladimir, that is also better than Akali. So just to make things clear for you guys. So let's start with Lee Sin. Lee Sin top is an old meta that people used to pick, but currently this champion has 43% win rate. Don't on top lane. Don't go for him. Okay, Lee Sin top is not gonna work. Same thing goes for these three champions in here. Udyr used to be better in here, and some people are playing with him because some builds are working for him on the top lane. The thing is that people try to play with him, but they just screw the champion and things don't work. It needs to be really specific. It's a champion that is really good more in the higher reels. In Challenger, for example, if you go for challengers and like high masters, you can find Udyr and Rek'Sai, but they are kind of low in here because this ranking is for the average community. Udyr and Rek'Sai are really good for challenger players, but currently for the average players, they are not working. Smolder is the same thing. Smolder got really nerfed. Don't pick Smolder. Heimerdinger is a champion that Riot has no idea what to do with it, and K'Sante and Kenny are officially the two champions that are from top lane that are currently the weakest in the current meta. Don't play neither with them. None of these champions in here. Then we go for the B tier. These champions are usually from top lane. They can be seen in top lane, but they are not at the best moments, except for like the top 5 in here. Maybe the top 5 you can kind of play with them because they are like high B tiers. Let's start with Akali. Akali is a champion that sometimes can be fine in top lane, but it's not having the best results. Yasuo is the same thing. They both come from the mid lane, but they sometimes can be found in the top lane, but they're not having the best results. Rumble is a champion that is being played everywhere, top lane, jungle, support, but no one is having good results with him. Sion is a champion that is in crazy need of buffs. Pantheon, same thing. Sylas, I have no idea what the hell Sylas is doing here. It's been like years since I don't see a Sylas in top lane. Gnar needs buffs. Gangplank, it's a champion that is good in the right hands. If it's not in the right hands, probably it's gonna suck. Ornn, it's a bit weaker in the moment. Vladimir, it's nowhere to be seen. Tryndamere also nowhere to be seen. Shogat is kind of weak. Gwen, it's kind of like this is a moment where things start to get a little bit better. Gwen, it's like okay. Rek'Sai, if it's in the right hands, like I said, for example, there's this tanky build that is working for Rek'Sai on top lane that it's really good, but you need to be like also high elo to work with it. Twisted Fate is that champion that is pretty much working in every single lane. So yeah, if you want to play with him in top lane, alright. And then we have like this top 5 in here. Queen, Warwick, Poppy, Singed, and Cassiopeia. This top 5 in here is like the champions that you are not seeing them being picked in there, at least in that role. For example, Poppy is being picked more in jungle than in top lane. But they can work in there. Like the low people that are trying to pick these champions are actually working. Okay, there are not many people trying it, but those that are trying are kind of working. Then we go to the A tier, which are the champions that are usually from top lane. They are original from there, and some, at least a majority of them. But they are fine. They are not strong, but they are not weak. They are fine. So let's start with Jace. He's fine. He's like the low A tier. He's not having much win rate, but it's fine. Volibear, it's the same thing. I'm not sure if he's being better on jungle or in top lane. but Volibear is starting to show up once again. Fiora, average top laner champion. Jax, same thing. Irel is a champion that usually is also played in mid lane too. I actually have no idea. Irel is a mid laner or top laner? You guys tell me. Yorick, same thing. Timo used to be crazy OP, but currently is not so much. It's just in a average. Raven, average. Shen, it's a champion that please Riot buff Shen. Just bring the old Shen back, the champion that used to deal damage to structures. I like it was so good. Or at least buff his ultimate. Jesus, it's 3 minutes for an ultimate. God damn it. Then we have Gragas. Gragas, I think it's better in top lane than it is in jungle. Vayne, the nightmare of every top laner. Illaoi, she used to be stronger because she had a buff that increased the size of the tentacles, like the hitbox, because the lanes got a bit wider, so they had to buff Illaoi in that part, but they are also nerfed the damage, I think. And now that they nerfed the damage, she's just on the average. Temkench, it's fine. Nasus, it's perfectly fine. And then we get to Zac. All these champions, Zac, Kled, Olaf, Wukong, Mundo, Kyle, or Kale, Trundle, and Urgot are the same thing as these five in here. But there's just a thing. They're the same thing, but better. Zac, all the way from Zac to Urgot, they have really good win rates. The thing is, there are not many people playing with them in these roles, but the people that are playing with them are actually having great success, much better than the ones in here. I just want to make that sure. Usually, this stuff like this happens because they are not so good in certain matchups, or people just think they're weak and they don't play with them, but they are not weak. Okay, keep that in mind. Then we go to the S tier. So here we have Skarner. Skarner is not having that high win rate, but is significantly better in top lane than he is in jungle currently. And even though that in top lane is not having that strong win rate, he's a champion that just came out, so people are still figuring out how his rework is working. Yone is like he's not having a crazy win rate, but in the right hands he's also destroying in the top lane. And then we go for the average top laners that are everyone is seeing in the current meta. Aatrox, Renekton, Darius, Mordekaiser, Malphite, Camille, Garen, and the strongest of them all, Set. These are the most OP ones. There is no OP champion currently in the top lane. If you guys want to know what is my rule to put a champion in OP tier, a champion in OP tier is an average S tier champion, but he has to have more than 53% win rate. Currently, there are only two champions in the game that have more than 53% win rate. Briar on jungle and Sona as a support. Those are the only OP champions currently on the meta and probably going to get nerfed on the next patch. Next patch, my god, my thumb breaks. But yeah, these are the crazy good champions that you can crazy, not crazy good, but like the good champions that you can find currently on the meta on the S tier. And that's it, guys. This is the tier list for the current top list, for the top tiers on the current meta. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to drop the like down there. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. If you want to see the tier lists for mid, jungle, AD carry, and support, I've already posted them. They are the latest videos that I posted. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to drop the like down there. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And guys, I'll see you next video. Bye.